and welcome to today's video. Fear of changing directions. I already committed to this path. Who am I to change it? But I've invested so much in this relationship, career, undertaking. I don't know, anything. What if I make the wrong step? What if I don't know? What if it's the wrong decision? So today I want to share with you 3 tips, 3 steps, 3 ways to feel amazing about changing directions. Let's dive right in. I'm excited for this one because I'm the person who was just all about the comfort zone and not wanting to risk things, and changing directions was something that, like, well, no, if you made up your mind, you're gonna suffer through it. And that was my approach to life, to a lot of things. And here are 3 tools, tips, ways to feel amazing, because that's what you came here to be, to feel, to embody this perfection. Why would you do anything other than that? This is what I want to share with you today. So the first one is a question. We're often afraid to change direction because we think it may be the wrong way. We may feel that we'll be judged or not understood. And, then our family's going to say, well, what are you doing? It's the wrong way. So right or wrong? I'm afraid to change direction because I don't know if it's right or wrong for me, for others. So the first question is, right or wrong for whom? You see, we believe that there is this absolute, this is right and this is wrong, because we've been taught that. And that's not in alignment with who we are. That's not in alignment with our nature. So as children, we just, something doesn't work out. Okay, well, I want to do this. Or we may have a tantrum about that thing that's not working out, if you observe a small child. But then we move on to something else. We don't get stuck on it. But we've been programmed into going, this is right, this is wrong. Right for whom? Wrong for whom? There is no right or wrong. Just like there's no absolute truth. It's like everybody has their own truth, depending on their belief systems, depending on the circumstances, depending on their belief systems. So many factors. So when we go into, well, I'm afraid to make the wrong decision. Wrong for whom? For your family, from their point of view, who aren't even living your life? Your partner, your coworkers, the society that may judge, who again isn't you? This is the first one. And I want to bring something to awareness here. And you will notice this as much as it may be awful to notice that in ourselves. When we judge others and tell them how they should live because we feel like we know better, it's actually because it's easier to tell another person what to do than to admit that we have no idea what we're doing. So many of us, most people, are actually there having no idea what is right for them. What is the purpose of your life? Do you know? Most people don't, but there they are telling others what it should be. And those that do know the purpose, those that do know why they're here, they're just minding their own business because that's all they need to do. They're focused on their own life. And again, those that don't are those who have no idea what to do with their own life. And they really should not have a say as to how you can, should, must live yours. So that's the first part. Right or wrong for whom? Understanding that those judgments that come up, those fears, when you want to change directions, they're from people who are afraid themselves, that they have no validity. Number 2. This is something that I addressed in a recent 3-day challenge that I did. one of the points of why we feel disconnected, off center, why we're afraid to change direction as well, is because we don't trust life. I'm afraid to take the wrong decision. I'm afraid of the consequences. What we're really saying, and I need you to hear me out on this one, this is a deep one. What we're really saying is, I don't believe that God, life, universe, whatever word you want to use, that higher power will deliver, that it's got me. And what you're really saying when you're saying that is, I don't believe that I'm the co-creator of my reality. I don't believe that I have any say to anything. I believe that I'm a victim of circumstance and I have to do the best that I know how, and I have to figure out things to make things work because life is against me. Or maybe you don't believe that. Maybe you seemingly believe life is for me, but it's still making it really, really hard and it's challenging me. You didn't come here to be challenged. You came here to be excited. You came here to be eager. You came here to grow, to flourish, to go into, I don't like that, I would rather have this. And then to be pulled and drawn to that thing that you want. We're afraid of changing directions because we feel like we have no control. If you're just here to have fun, if life's got you, if you know that you will create, as long as you're in your highest frequency, as long as you're sure that you can maintain that, and this is why people are afraid to change directions, because they're not certain in their own ability to hold that frequency. So as long as you're sure, what can go wrong? We're so consumed with trying to control the outer environment, trying to make sure that, okay, I have this and this in place so that if something goes wrong, I have this and this to rely on. But those are channels. You're the source. And you can't be afraid when you know that you're the source. You can't be afraid when you know that you're life itself. You can't be afraid when you know with absolute certainty that you will create whatever you need to get through whatever happens, and you get to have fun and play in the process. That was number 2. Number 3. The third way to feel amazing, really. Know what you're committed to. So what a lot of us feel when we're changing directions, we feel overwhelmed because we don't have a clear target. Where is it that you're going? And now you may go, but I'm changing directions. The whole point, I'm going somewhere else. Okay, but do you know where that final destination is? What directions often means is changing the how. As long as you, and this is one of the free practices that I have, is the heart connection one, the free gift. I'm going to leave the link below, check it out. It's as long as you know that it's coming from the heart. What is your intention from the heart? What do I really want? Changing direction is really easy. You don't overthink because your target is, I know where I'm going. I know what I want to feel like. I know that frequency that is drawing me. And so changing directions is really easy when you understand where you're going, right? It's like if you're following a North Star, you don't really overthink where you're turning because it's like, well, I'm going right there. I know where I'm going. And you just take whichever way is available without overthinking, without judging, because you're so clear looking at that star. So that is the third one. Do you have a clear intention, a clear purpose? What does that look like? And I don't mean this like, what is your life's purpose? It's moment to moment. I was recently reading a powerful book about Dharma and, about the meaning of life. Why are you here? Are you living that? And first of all, it's so individual for different people. And also it changes. It changes throughout your life. And it's like your Dharma chooses you. And are you willing to show up with all of what you are to it? Are you willing to show up with all of what you are to life? So, with these three really keys to moving confidently in life, to not being afraid, to knowing why you're here and living that, embodying that. And, this work, it gets difficult and it gets confusing. And this is literally why we have the Powerful Self membership, because it's those live calls that, first of all, accountability, the ridiculous amount of just hours of content, of frequency workshops, meditations, and creating those clear quarterly plans, creating that clarity, creating that I'm there to support you as you're moving through that. So if this is what you want, if you're yes, and I want that consistency and I want that support and I'm ready to move confidently in my life, then definitely check it out. There's also going to be a link, and actually, if you want more clarity on that, we can have a clarity call to see if it's an alignment for you, if this is a right model for you or not. Alternatively, I can just suggest some resources or some books or something that would be more of use to you. So on this note, just use those 3 steps, knowing with absolute certainty that you came here to feel amazing, to feel good, and to live your best life. And on this note, I'm wishing you the most powerful day, to the powerful being that you are, the powerful co-creator of your life. And until next time.